Hello everyone, and welcome to another Livestream event. Thank you for taking this opportunity to join us across the globe. I'm seeing folks from UAE, Slovenia, South Carolina, New York, Colorado. There's folks tuning in right here in California. For those of you who are new, my name is Crystal. I'm with Ascension One Collective, the foundation that supports the work of the channel. I'm here today to guide you into and out of the session. We've been offering these bi-weekly live streams to deepen our practice at home. The first 6 weeks, we focused on facing challenges. Last week's series was about infinite possibilities. This weekend, we will be exploring the love of creation. As always, we have some newcomers, so I'm going to share a little bit to give those folks context for the work. What a seal does evolved out of his work in various spiritual traditions over the last 18 years. 5 years ago, he had a strong spiritual experience that opened up this connection that today we refer to as the channel. This kind of connection is both powerful energy and wisdom, and during the sessions, a seal will embody and bring through this energy. Through this connection, energy will come through him and reach all of those who are tuning into the live stream. This energy will allow you to go deeper in your meditation, as well as receive information, which you often can take form of spoken transmission or in your own way, visions, messages, or an inner knowing. The process for a seal to get into trance includes spontaneous movement of his body and hands, sometimes shaking of his body, fast breathing, and as the energy level rises, sometimes his eyes will roll upwards. It may not seem it, but this is all normal. His everyday human consciousness is still available to him while he's channeling, and he can stop the embodiment at any time, should he so choose. The channel will bring through guides that will specifically introduce themselves with the names humanity has given them. You might recognize some of the names as angels or archangels, but they never refer to themselves as such. Once the energy field is established, then an energetic alignment begins. People report having powerful experiences even over live stream, so it's really easy. During this time, sit back and focus on being in an open meditative state. Just by being receptive, you have included yourself in this energy field, so there's nothing else that you need to do. During the session, you may also bring in a loved one into your mind and heart to have them receive the benefits as well. You can set an intention. You can release old wounds, thoughts, emotions that no longer serve you. People share often that things come up for them even in the absence of an intention. Flow with that also and just accept all that arises. Once the energy alignment is complete, a seal will embody another celestial being who allows for questions to be asked. This is typically who we call Emmanuel. If you'd like to ask a question, feel free to type it into the Questions tab on the bottom of the screen in Crowdcast. The production team will then choose a few questions to ask the channel from the list. Keep in mind, there are a few hundred people watching this right now, so center yourself before you ask a question and ask yourself, what's the best way to ask this question that would serve the most people? We've found that Emmanuel's answers are typically phrased in a way that serves the greater good, so if you're looking for a personal answer, the answer may not align with your expectations. The energy field pulls us into an interesting collective state. So you may find that if you have a question in your mind, you receive the answer in someone else's question or silently inside yourself. We have a Crowdcast poll at the Polls tab in the bottom of the screen. Being that Ascension One Collective is comprised of a science-educated channeler and a team of entrepreneurs, it's important for us to understand how this work is making a difference in people's lives. It's one question at the beginning, how are you doing before the session, and one after the session. With a simple scale from 1 to 5, it's very easy to answer. Please take a second now and let us know how you are. For people who can offer a donation, it not only supports a seal, it supports the whole production team. Many of you donated to the last session and have donated already to this one. It's truly appreciated, and it really helps us keep this work accessible. We have links to donation options in the chats. We invite you to listen with an open mind and an open heart. We recommend that you listen in a space where you can't be interrupted and turn your phone off. We also recommend you stay tuned in through the entire session. You would know when we're moving from one part to the next. If you're in a deep meditative state at the end of the energy transmission, it's okay if you can't hang on to every word thereafter. The benefit of staying with us is what's most important, and the words can be replayed and read later. We are recording the audio and the video, and we'll provide the video and transcript following the event on our website and social media pages. As the session ends, we will sit together in silence for a few minutes and give you enough time to come back into this state of awareness. I'll see you back here upon your return. Enjoy.
Good evening from California. Good morning to some of you that have already crossed into the next day. The last couple of weeks have been quite a roller coaster for many of us, including myself. A roller coaster of emotions and thoughts. Roller coaster of maybe failed expectations of what we thought the future will bring, or what we thought was reliable may not be reliable. So when our expectations of the future cannot be held, how do we stay present and grounded? What do we rely on? Well, there are a couple things that we can rely on, and this work here is focused on getting you to that place, that there is a level of solidity inside of you that you can rely on, that allows you to be present and aligned no matter what the circumstances are. The channel speaks often about the distinction of conditional love and unconditional love. And while we as humans will always experience both, there is something to be said about our capacity for unconditional love. How much is my capacity for unconditional love? Do I truly receive the love of the sun, the love of the earth, and the love of the universe? Am I truly always connected to it? Do I feel it? And how does it change my life if I'm always connected to it, if I'm consciously connected to it? So there is something to be explored there. It certainly made a difference in my life to be continuously reminded of. There is such a thing as unconditional love that permeates through everything and is unlimited and is always present. All I have to do is to become present and aligned, to consciously feel it, to consciously let it flow through me. The channel refers to this unconditional love as the love of creation. And most likely, they will speak to this love of creation today, as they have spoken about it many times before. It seems to be a very important topic. And more than just exploring it, mentally. We will explore it energetically. Can we as a group today get to a place where you truly feel this unconditional love of creation? Can you truly feel fully provided for here and going forward? Thank you for joining. Greetings. I'm Raphael. As you have arrived in this life, in this human form, you have continuously been provided for since the beginning of your existence, even before humanity has been seeded on this planet. The ecosystem was ready to provide continuously and unconditionally. The ecosystem includes all living and non-living beings on this planet. The ecosystem includes non-material beings of this plane and other planes that support this existence. The ecosystem includes cosmological bodies that support life on this planet. Continuously and unconditionally, and for your experience, unlimited. The perfect conditions are given to you from the beginning until the end. Within these conditions, your life unfolds. You develop identity. You are part of a community, family, and society, and part of a civilization. You learn and you grow in many different ways. Yet, one thing stays consistent. The sun always rises. The sun always sets. The earth always provides. The waters continue to flow. This is the beauty of this life. Remember the unconditional nature of this existence. While your life and your survival requires certain conditions to be true, even the elements of your body, mind, and heart provide for the mechanisms necessary to understand what is required to live and to survive, and to thrive and to grow. This is an immediate expression of the unconditional love of existence, the love of creation, permanently and unconditionally part of your life, inseparable, continuously present. Most obvious through the material manifestations of this unconditional love. The food that you eat, the water that you drink, the air that you breathe, the warmth of the sun that you receive. Beyond these manifestations, a continuous force expands through all of existence, through all of creation. This is what we consider the love of creation, a fabric that binds all of existence together. all planes, all dimensions, material and non-material, living and non-living. All planes of existence draw and receive from this fabric. It provides energy. It provides love. This provided energy is within you, often transmuted into your actions, your thoughts, your emotions, your relationships, and the expansion of your consciousness. Everything in your life is fueled by this energy, the love of creation, the infinite and omnipresent, unconditional love of existence. You have been equipped with many different ways to receive this love. In its most simplistic nature, receiving the love through the senses and the mechanisms of your body, nourishment, light and warmth, water and fire, wind and air. Provide for your material existence. In secondary nature, the continuous flow of energy that provides for all living beings from this earth. A life force that can be felt when truly aligned and open in nature. A life force that enters your body through your energetic body, through the openings that have been designed to have an exchange of energy with the outside. Even more so, in a third instance, your energetic spiritual construct is able to receive energy from all of existence. As you continuously receive this energy, only thoughts, emotions, and constructs of your own creation will be the barriers for you to truly receive fully. Over time, imbalances and misalignments of the body, of the mind, of the heart, and of the energetic body will provide for barriers to fully receive and to feel the flow of this unconditional love. The work today is focused on bringing you back to this alignment, bringing you back to this balance, and so that you can continue to receive to a full extent from this unconditional love of creation. You were designed in this way to be able to fully receive, to be able to fully transmit. A continuous flow, like a river of energy. Thank you for receiving this work. Thank you for receiving this work. My work is complete. Greetings. My name is Emmanuel. When a baby is born, it has no concept of identity. It is merely first time experiencing separation, the illusion of separation in a physical body, while its consciousness is having an individualized experience. It is also continuously connected to the entirety of the collective. Human collective also always connected to the entirety of all of consciousness, as all consciousness receives from this fabric of existence the love of creation. When identity, personality, and misalignments of a regular human life have not formed yet, the flow of energy is natural and continuously available. It provides for health, well-being. It provides for energy. It provides for connection and openness. Connection to a deeper understanding of self and connection to everything around, material and non-material forms. All relationships are more closer, accessible. The connection that is intrinsic to your existence will also provide from this unconditional source of creation. Over time, misalignments form, identity forms, beliefs form, a perspective of reality, a perspective of existence. While each of these perspectives and misalignments are here to serve a greater learning, a greater understanding, they also reduce the capacity to fully receive, the capacity to fully feel the power that lies in this connection, intrinsic to you. Just like the umbilical cord of an unborn provides everything necessary for the unborn, this connection that is intrinsic to you provides everything that you could need. This unconditional love brings forth a deeper understanding of yourself, a deeper understanding of your environment, a deeper understanding of all of existence. It is felt and experienced as love, a unique form of love, providing energy, the feeling of care, the feeling of being held, the feeling of protection, and ultimately the feeling of oneness. If all of existence is connected through this fabric, we truly are one. One organism, inseparable by the fabric of creation, by the nature of our existence. In this very moment, with your presence, your capacity to receive is expanded. Your connection is widened, and you shall receive as much as you require, as much as you desire, as much as your body, mind, heart, and energetic spiritual construct can hold. With the continuation of this work, you will find stronger alignment, easier reconnection, and continuous expansion, an increased capacity of your ability to receive, an increased capacity to transmit this energy as it will flow through you. Let this unconditional love of creation shape who you are. Shape the way you love, the way you speak, the way you think, and, most importantly, the way you act. Thank you for listening to my words. I will now answer some of your questions.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Who or what created the love of creation?
The love of creation is a construct that emerged from what we consider the void. Non-existence created its opposite, existence. in its most basic form, existence formed as a polarity to non-existence. It became the opposite, necessary for the creation of consciousness. Who or what remains unclear, beyond comprehension, perception of any consciousness that we are connected to. We have accepted this truth. We have understood that limitations of knowledge does not limit our ability to expand as a consciousness, to create new life, to form even deeper understanding of existence and consciousness itself. We have dedicated ourselves to fully receive this love of creation, to embed our entire existence around this eternal fabric. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Matthew asks, how can we best express the love of creation with our financial resources? How do we decide whether to give, consume, experience, or create new resources with what we have been given?
In this material world, certain resources are limited. Even your life, a temporary experience. These perceived limitations create other illusionary limitations. Financial resources is a direct translation of energy to value to an exchangeable currency. In this form, humanity has evolved, yet understanding that this representation of energy must flow equally. Everything that comes to you must be spent. You must continue to create. You must continue to receive. You must continue to give an eternal flow of energy through you. Understanding that this flow can be increased in capacity when you truly allow yourself to receive in your fullest capacity, when you truly allow yourself to give in your fullest capacity, you will expand as a creative force in your human form. Energy, and this manifestation of energy will flow through you and with you. As you create, you will be provided for. All of existence flows. all of existence provides for its creators. Flow and creation will make you understand abundance, the unlimited capacity, and the unlimited potential. This will allow you for an extended understanding of this construct of financial resources. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Tyler asks, what is the difference between the ascension you've described and enlightenment, and what role does the love of creation play in both?
We refer to the ascension process of humanity as the process of change from material form into non-material existence, a singular event in humanity's existence. Enlightenment is the completion of the self-realization journey for a single individual, human, or soul container. Enlightenment can happen throughout entire human existence. Ascension will happen once. The ascension process of humanity has started. The self-realization journeys of the individuals, like yourself, has begun. Every step of your evolution brings you closer to your enlightenment. The more individuals come closer to this state of enlightenment, the more likely all of humanity will go through the ascension process. The higher the frequency, the easier this process will be. The love of creation, as it provides for all of existence, will provide for you throughout this process. It will provide for your understanding of unlimited resources of your existence, unlimited connection, that you, as an individualized being, are never separated, always cared for, and always connected. The love of creation will be an essential realization for you as individual as well as humanity, and to go through the ascension process. Unconditional love will always be present. Conditional love will provide for learnings and deeper understanding. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Asade asks, is the void you refer to and the void that the love of creation emerged from the same void or nothingness that we feel and strive to reach when meditating?
No. The space to reach in this first instance for you is a space where space and time, where identity is removed, where your consciousness is fully held in this love of creation, an experience of boundaryless love. No limitations of the mind and of the heart are present in this state of being. No limitations of the body and of your energetic construct are experienced in this state of being. This is an important first step of your existence. It is indeed possible for an individualized consciousness to reach the space beyond the love of creation, the void. Yet, since all of consciousness receives existence and the creative force to exist from this love of creation, existing entirely in the void will not be possible. One must return. Some individuals have explored the void as part of their practice. An extension of this severity is not necessary for an individualized soul to reach the state of enlightenment or the state to be ready for the ascension process of humanity. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Bhavna asks, related to today's theme of the love of creation, I find that after doing so much inner work, I still have so many difficult triggers with my mother. She is the creator of me, yet how can I harmonize and transmute some unhealthy or negative behavior that stems from someone that may love us, but may also create such discord?
You have an inner conflict between the unconditional love of creation that is within you, that is within her, and your perspectives of conditional love. The love that is available within you has no limits. The only limitations that are posed upon this love are the conditions that you create with your mind and your heart. The same is true for your mother. Yet, you are the being that you have access for change. In which ways do you hold your mother to a standard that you don't hold yourself to? In which ways do you hold yourself captive with conditional love? Where in your own being have you not fully accepted that you are perfect in the way you have been created? Every aspect of you truly deserving of this love of creation. From this place you will understand that this singular form of energy, singular form of love, is always present for you in all of your relationships. It will provide in all your interactions with her. Remember to be present to the love of creation in your interactions, in your relationships with her. Yet before, you must be present for yourself to receive this love fully, unconditionally. Allow yourself to be the receiver. Allow yourself to be fully held by this love of creation. Surrender to it. This practice, this change of perspective will transform your life and all of your relationships. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Rowan asks, what's the significance of one's lineage in one's spiritual evolution? Do different lineages have different openings?
They truly do. Different lineages will have access to different forms of learning. In certain lineages, specific types of realizations and learnings will have started many generations before. Openings, connections to non-material existence will have been initiated. Future generations of this lineage will benefit from the actions of the lineage executed before. Equally, the most recent generations will have to face the difficult learnings of the lineage that have not been completed before. This is a choice that is made by the individualized soul to enter a specific lineage and to be part of this lineage, to learn, to grow, and to receive the benefits and to assist with the difficulties. Some generations will continue to return into the same lineage over many cycles. This will allow them to remember even more quickly the importance of the work of the lineage, the support that has been required, the support that has been requested. The lineage that you have chosen is the one for you, with all its difficulties and challenges. This has served you to become who you are today. It has served you in many generations before, and you have been part of important realizations, openings to non-material existence, and learnings that provided for humanity's evolution. You must continue to expand on this aspect of your lineage. See in the ways it has provided for humanity. Focus on how you can build on top of that. As you continue to expand, all of those around you will start to transform their perspectives of you and their perspectives of the role that you will play in your lineage. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Alexandra asks, what are celestial families?
In all of existence, consciousness has formed in various different shapes and different civilizations in different forms and dimensions. These formulations of consciousness we consider as a group of consciousness. Celestial refers to higher dimensions of existence. Family refers to a group consciousness. All group consciousnesses that are present in the planes above are therefore celestial families, all in some ways connected to each other, at the very least through this fabric of existence, and more so through direct interactions, connections, and explorations. Deep alliances are formed between these families. These alliances provide for a closer understanding of existence itself, of consciousness itself. Growth can be accelerated through these bonds, just the way this very moment provides for your growth as well as for our growth. A bond between celestial families. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Brendan asks, during these meditations, and now often when I meditate, my body is twitching, jolting, and vibrating. I can feel energy moving through, especially in my hands. Sometimes messages come through. Is this channeling or something else? How should I work with this new development?
This development is natural. Your consciousness is connecting to higher levels of consciousness. It is receiving from this planet as well as from higher planes energy. The energy channels of your body are still adjusting to receiving these energies. The buildup of energy will be released through the muscular skeletal system of your body. The energy will often be felt in electric impulses or heat. This is a natural evolution. The continuation of this work will provide for the fuel for your consciousness to expand even further. As your consciousness expands, your self-realization journey continues. Deeper understanding of yourself will be part of your existence. Byproducts of this self-realization journey will start to show themselves as gifts of the self-realization journey. Healing abilities, perspectives of the energetic constructs that are established within humanity, perspectives and observations of consciousness beyond human consciousness. These are some of the few gifts that are available and accessible for those that continue on this self-realization journey. Understand and surrender to the fact that you are on the right path of your evolution. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Marie asks, after the 10 years of challenges you mentioned are coming for humanity, do we get to live in peace and harmony on Earth for some time, in some sort of golden age?
To some degree, that may be your perception. The continuation of growth will only stop for a period once the ascension process is complete. The challenges of the next decade will provide for accelerated learning and growth, a perspective change that is required to initiate internal change within humanity. The internal changes will start to take effect, and the actions of humanity will start to take shape. This will allow for a more harmonious existence with others in material as well as in non-material form. Harmonious existence on this planet will be possible. Yet first, the challenges must be faced and received with grace. The adjustments of your perspective, of your existence, the internal changes must occur. This journey is worthwhile taking. It is also the single most important journey in your existence. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Stefan asks, is there such a thing as a higher self? How might we best relate to them, engage them, and harmonize them, if so?
Beyond your conscious mind, your subconscious and unconscious, lies the perspective and the voice of your overall existence. Your soul container has its own form of perception. It carries the wisdom of many lifetimes before, without the limitations of the current identity. This part of your being can be accessed as you continue deeper levels of presence. The continuation of this work, continuation of the silencing of your mind, the reduction of your emotional states, understanding of your past, and resolution of the future. All of these realizations will bring forth a deeper presence, which will result in your ability to access the wisdom, the knowledge, and the voice of this part of yourself, your higher self. Understand that this is all of you. There is no true separation, even though your access might be limited at this very point. It is always part of you. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Angela asks, how can we parents give unconditional love to the teens of this time who think they know their purpose but are not aligned with healthy discipline and values?
All individuals are meant to go through their evolution journey. Your self-realization journey is for you. It is not to be imposed on others. Others will follow your lead, yet projecting what you might believe to be true, what you might believe to be right from wrong, will bring you out of your balance, will bring you out of your presence. The only way to truly affect others is in a deep state of presence. In your alignment and in your balance, you will have access to this unconditional love of creation in your full capacity. This depth of presence will start to translate to others as an energy and as love. This will start to transform others in return. Rarely human beings will feel this form of love from another human being, often limited to very short interactions or moments. How long can you stay present in this connection so that others may receive? You will see the transformation of those around you as you transform, as it always has been this way. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Ingrid asks, can you say something about this 5G topic? How will it influence human beings, and should we try to stop it?
All technologies that humanity develops serve a purpose. They serve a purpose of growth. They serve a purpose of understanding that all creations are imperfect and perfect at the same time. The creation of this technology will have consequences on you and on your environment. Humanity will learn from these consequences and will adjust its behavior, will adjust the technology itself. New technologies will be created equally with consequences and opportunity to learn. Technologies that are truly detrimental for all of life, for all of existence on this planet, are continuously being monitored by higher consciousness. All other technologies are part of your evolution process. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Claire asks, when you speak of ascension, what exactly does that mean? I associate it with Christ ascending to heaven. If we are all meant to ascend, does that mean the end of this iteration of humanity?
The ascension process will end the material form of existence for humanity, yet will continue a new form in non-material existence, a plane that will provide entirely for a new form of experience for the human consciousness. As you have mentioned, some individuals have entered this plane. The ascension process of humanity is a process that was planned to be executed as humanity reaches a specific point of evolution, a specific point of growth. This point has come, and now the preparation for humanity's evolution, humanity's ascension, has started. The process today was one piece that will continue to provide, to increase the frequency of the individual through providing alignment, through providing a balance. This will increase the capacity of the individuals to continuously receive realizations as well as energy from this love of creation. The continuation of the increase of the frequencies on this plane will fuel the ascension process of humanity. This process will continue until it is complete. The ascension process will last less than 100 years. Most of you will experience the ascension process within your lifetime. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Ben asks, does the length of the COVID-19 lockdown depend on the progression of our inner work?
No, it is not directly correlated. Yet your inner work is fueled by the lockdown itself. The continuation of isolation, the continuation of distance allows for all the aspects of your being that have not been processed to be processed now. This is a powerful opportunity for you as an individual, as well as for all of you as society, to grow in this experience. The releasing of these measures to limit the expansion of this virus are dependent on humanity's ability to adjust physically as well as energetically into this virus. the adjustments are well on the way, and we see that humanity's ability to fully stabilize with the reality of this virus within 4 to 5 months from now. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Michael asks, how do I and we explore creating and maintaining romantic relationships during these times of isolation?
For some of you, it will be a deep and strong opportunity to learn the single most important romantic relationship, and that is with yourself. Understanding yourself in the deepest possible ways, cherishing your existence, rewarding yourself, loving yourself in ways that you have not before, unconditionally. A deeper understanding for your own being, a deeper understanding for your own past, and all the ways that you have limited your life and your future. This romantic relationship with yourself will fuel all other relationships. You will see that even with the distance, other ways will open up for the exploration of relationships. Your presence in all of these explorations will make the difference. Your resonance will bring forth romantic partners that will match where you are in your ability to love and embrace yourself. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Angela asks, can you please speak about the 42-letter name of God referred to by Kabbalah scholars?
The scholars of Kabbalah have understood that the word God is multifaceted, that there is many perceptions and perspectives that equally justify this word to be utilized in this context. Continuous spiritual exploration, continuous connecting with higher forms of consciousness have allowed for the creation of the 42 names of God, all equally powerful, showing the multifaceted nature and the complex nature of a single word. The power that lies within all of them is equally available in every single version. You have the opportunity to meditate with each of these words, the opportunity to connect in your meditations with every expression of God. Allow yourself to be impacted to be fully connected to each facet, to each perspective. Create your own version of this perspective of God. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Marie asks, why am I so sensitive to electronic devices?
As an individual expands, its ability to sense as well expands. Your senses are capable of experiencing a wider range than most humans are initially capable of. Most senses are reduced over the period of living in society, of living a specific educational upbringing. This reduction in senses is reopened and undone through practice, through continuous realignment. Some individuals will have an increased capacity to feel and sense, especially waveforms, frequencies emitted from all devices, technology. There is no simple solution to your situation. Understand that you have the ability to omit the experience of suffering by receiving these sensations. You have the ability to continuously develop your psyche as well as your energetic body. The continuous development of your energetic body will allow the prevention of frequencies detrimental to your health to be held outside of your being. Continuously operating in a higher frequency than the frequencies around you will keep you safe in this particular way. Developing a mental construct that will allow you to operate no matter how the circumstances are. Continuously realigning and balancing yourself, allowing yourself to be held by your connection to this infinite, unconditional love of creation. You will be able to face all difficulties and challenges of the environment. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Stefan asks, Ascension seems to shift my previous focus and responsibility to the unborn generations. How should I align with the idea of caring for future generations?
In the same way that you always have, your understanding of the ascension shall not change your care for the future generations. Your understanding of the ascension shall only change your care for your own development, your own evolution. Your own evolution will set the tone, and your actions, relevant for all generations, present and of the future. Your own evolution will make the difference for the individuals to come. Remember your focus always present with yourself. First and foremost, your own evolution from this place of abundance and infinite possibilities. The generations that are to come will receive the benefits of your work. Thank you for your question. Thank you for receiving this work. You have chosen to have this experience in human form. You have returned into this experience, and you have received the benefits, the beauties, and the challenges of this experience. Now it is time to go deeper in your understanding of yourself and of all of existence. Thank you for your continued dedication to your own evolution. Hello again. It's hard to formulate a thought right now. I'm just feeling very present to a level of quiet, and I'm feeling very present to a lot of you. And I feel tremendous love. Thank you for joining me on this journey and sharing this experience.
Take your time to come back into your body. Take any extra time you need in a sitting or lying position, or stay in this state as long as you need to. As we're coming back, I have a few gentle closing remarks. If you'd like to continue this journey, there are a few ways to do it. We have social media pages like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube that you can follow and share. You can invite family, friends, and community to these bi-weekly sessions. You can join our Tuesday integration calls. We recently released our first book, Transmission, that's available on Amazon. We're also happy to announce that we're launching our first advanced practitioner course. We have a new level of detail about the course. It's available on the website link that will be in the chats. Feel free to apply. It starts June 1st, and Emmanuel is going to be our admissions director. He'll be selecting the course participants sometime this weekend. These sessions are just one part of the work that we do. We also travel to both sacred sites and sites of global trauma to do energy alignment work. Once we're able to travel again, we'll resume a tour through Europe and take a group of participants to a retreat in Greece. This work is possible because of donations we receive. It not only supports Aseel, but it supports the whole production team. As you would imagine, it takes a village to bring the channel to this space and then beam it out to you all. So if you find this of value, please consider supporting this session with a donation. There's 3 ways to do this. If you're on Crowdcast, there's a donate button at the bottom of the screen. There's also 2 donate buttons on the left side of the homepage at aseeltoksal.com. Or you can donate via PayPal, paypal.me/ascension1, or become a Patreon patron at patreon.com/ascension1. A quick reminder about the ending poll. In the beginning, we asked you how you were feeling. We'd like to ask you that same question. Simply click on the poll button at the bottom of the Crowdcast screen. Let us know how you're doing right now. If you want to share deeper about your experiences, we have a community Zoom call on Tuesdays. We also created an email address, testimonial@ascension.one. Energy work is felt in so many different ways, and it's helpful for us to have an understanding of how you specifically are impacted. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for contributing your presence and your time. Even though we can't see each other's faces and share physical space, sharing this energetic space aligns us as a group, and I hope it makes you feel connected. Take it easy after the session. Give space for the energy to continue to work. If you can, keep your mind quiet. If you can't, bring this presence and peace to whatever it is that you need to do. I imagine you all as bright, shiny beings right now, and that's really powerful. Good night.